just sick loads when we got back. Fuck's sake. Oh, terrible. What with me going, I was sick.
Yeah.
Yeah, probably won't make the cut. Hi guys, and welcome to another Millennial Media blog, Millennial Mindset series, where we're going to be catching up today with Sam Bentham, who is a multiple business owner. We've chatted to him once before, but we're going to go into a little bit of depth about his other business today. So basically, Sam is a barber. He's got his own very, very popular barbershop in Newcastle, and he's also set out his own clothing range, Rushing for Sunnydays, which is absolutely smashing it as well. That came out late last year, and I think within the kind of first couple of days, most things were sold out. So yeah, Sam's really, really good at using his online presence to be able to basically push his different products. So we're going to catch up with him a bit about that. So yeah, stay tuned. And they've gave me like 6 free boosts, and then like the My Vegan ones.
Well, it's like a protein bar.
Well, no, it's like a shake from. You've never been a boost before?
No.
Fucking hell, mate. It's like a lush, mate. I love following the little spots like this. What the fuck are you two looking at? The questions we asked him. Intro to Sam, the barbershop ethos, branding, inspiration, aspirations, advice, routine.
Thank you very much, have a good day. Thank you.
So, just picked up the My Vegan collaboration with Boost for Veganuary. So good. Obviously, it's so great now that you can kind of pick up protein shakes like this on the go when you're cutting around, completely vegan. So yeah, and it tastes amazing. So definite thumbs up from me on this one. Go check out Boost now and get yours.
When you good?
On the products, I need a description for each product.
Got that on the front, and then it would just have like that, just small on the back.
Joined again by Sam. Thank you very much for coming in. So, got a few questions for Sam this time, talking about his other business and how he kind of got into business as well. So, like I said in the car, Sam is a barber, got his own successful barbershop, and also now has his own line of clothing that he's brought out, which has also done extremely well. So, yeah, we're going to get into it a little bit about Rushing for Sunnydays, and that's it. Who do you look up to? Like, who do you get inspiration from a business standpoint, or even just from everyday life motivational?
It tends to be, obviously, a lot of other people who own their own business, a lot of people who are around us. Let's rephrase that, I'm trying to think. I should send us those questions earlier, so I could have like had something ready to go.
Should we come back to this one?
No, I'm not. I'm just going to have a little brainstorm.
Right, yeah. That's fine.
I think as the years have went on, with running your own business, you start to surround yourself with people who also run their own business, and kind of watching your friends kind of go through their business journey. To me, it's like that's inspiring to watch. Yeah. So like people who will have a good year of business, but then they'll kind of like they might have like a setback, and then watching them recover from that, to me is like very inspirational. So just kind of like gauging what they're doing, and then kind of putting it into the way I deal with my business. As well, I think I've got people who inspire us in business, but then I've also got like people who are the creatives who inspire us with my creative flow at work, and things to do with Rascals, and things to do with Russian, and things to do with my own like style and fashion. I think I get inspired by a lot of different kinds of people. I think it's just like just taking what you want from other people, really like taking aspects of other people and like letting that inspire you, if you understand what I mean.
So do you think it's beneficial then to hang around with people, like you said, who have got their own business and stuff?
100%, because I think as well, like not only that, like from a mental health side of it, like I can't go home and talk to my dad about problems I'm having with my business because he doesn't have his own business.
Yeah.
So he doesn't understand what I'm going through, and he can't like we can't connect that way.
Can't kind of empathise.
Yeah, exactly. So like if I want to talk about things to do with my business, I've got to go to people who have their own business.
Yeah, they're in the same situation.
So but they can then give me advice because they might have been there before.
Yeah.
But if you don't have your own business, you don't really understand and you can't help us.
Yeah.
So I think like having people around you who have their own business like is like essential. Mm-hmm.
Obviously, in the second half of last year, you brought out your clothing brand.
Yeah.
I assume that had been like kind of a long time in the works
Yeah.
and stuff like that. So how did you come about? Like, what were the steps that you went through to set up your own clothing brand? Really, and what do you think was kind of the most important parts?
I think like the most important parts are like finding the right materials and like finding a good quality t-shirt that's not the cheapest thing you can buy, and it's just something that like people are going to wash and it's going to hold its quality. There's a lot of stuff out there that you'll wash it a couple of times or you wash it once and it'll shrink and the material will go funny.
Yeah.
And I think that's what loses you like repeat buys. So if someone buys a t-shirt and they've had it 4 or 5 times, they keep washing it and they keep wearing it and they're like, I'm going to buy it from them again.
Yeah.
Whereas I've bought clothes before and I've washed it once and it's shrunk and I'm just like, well, I'm not going to buy from that again because I'm going to wash it and I'm not going to wear it again.
Yeah, quality first then.
Yeah. As well, it's just about like having a good website as well.
Yeah.
Having a good user-friendly website. It's just nice and clean, nice and easy for someone to go on and use.
Yeah.
What's that thing?
Yeah, I've been on those websites before where you literally, it's like they're putting up barriers to you buying the stuff.
Yeah.
It's like it's almost difficult.
Or they put too much on there.
Yeah.
And there's too many options. Not necessarily too many options, but you go on the website and you just want literally to be like shop. Done t-shirts, buy, you want as few clicks as possible.
Yeah.
I think sometimes people put too much on there. Overkill, exactly.
Social presence. What do you think in terms of like social media and stuff? Would you say that that's probably the main way that you're pushing that out?
Massively. I mean, what we tend to do is obviously when we stock something, we then, let's say we're 2 or 3 weeks away from a release.
Mm-hmm.
That's when I'll start to really push interaction on my social media because I know that we've got something coming out soon.
Yeah.
I'll do a lot of questions on Instagram, I'll do a lot of videos, I'll do as much as I can to build up the viewers on my profile.
Mm-hmm.
So I not only gauge it off my stories, so I'll look on my stories, I'll just see how many views I'm getting on my stories.
Yeah.
And then obviously as it goes up, I'll start putting more rushing on there, but not too much.
Yeah.
Just like maybe one post, and then like a couple of days later I just do it again. And then obviously the closer I get to a release, then I just, I really start to push it.
Yeah.
And then push that traffic through the clothing brand.
Yeah.
But just making sure that it's a good variation of content as well. So like I try and do as much like lifestyle and fashion mixed in with me barbering and just kind of just personality stuff as well.
Yeah.
So just try and mix it up as much as I can so that it's kind of reaching the biggest audience as possible.
Obviously you built a kind of, even when you didn't have the clothing company and you were, like barbering was your main focus, there was always a lot of kind of fashion stuff on there.
Yeah.
Obviously that was a kind of passion of yours, but was that kind of intentional? You knew that you were going to eventually do a clothing line so that you pushed that, or was it just coincidental that was something that you were always pushing and then?
I think that kind of came later. I mean, I think I've always took an interest in fashion, I've always took an interest in clothes, and I've always been like, I've always used social media, so I've always posted loads of photos, like I'm a bit of a poser, but like, I'm not lost.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So like kind of later on, like when I started to realise you get a lot of people messaging us about like, where'd you get this from, like where's this from, and then I start to see like other clothing brands starting, and like I'm sort of thinking, well, we could have done this better, like, or even if I'm going out on photo shoots, and I'm like, I would have done this different, and then I sort of think like, why am I not doing my own?
Yeah.
Like I've got such an opinion on what everyone else is doing. I can't really say anything unless I do something.
Yeah, you
myself.
obviously get to the point where so many people are kind of asking you for advice or where to buy those t-shirts that you think instead of sending them elsewhere, you should just definitely.
But as well, if we go back to what we were saying before about like inspiration, like when I get inspiration from like either models or like brands that I see online, like I can't really do anything with that inspiration unless I've got my own clothing brand.
Yeah.
I can think about it, but now I can actually put it onto something.
Yeah, you can put your own twist on it. And
obviously, if I get inspired by a haircut and I see a haircut that I like I'll go and like try and like make my own version of that at work.
Yeah.
So it's the same with clothing. Like now I've got like an avenue for my hair and I've got an avenue for my fashion.
So you touched on it just slightly then about how some of the inspirations that you'd kind of look to, you saw how they dealt with negativity and setbacks, especially in business. How do you think you came to deal with negativity and either the things that kind of people might say which might be negative or like minor setbacks that you've had in your business? What do you think you like do to deal with them?
In terms of negativity, I don't really care about what people say or think. Like I'm happy to just do my own thing, and the chances are if you're going out your way to be negative, you're either jealous or like you're unhappy in yourself. So I feel sorry for you.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So like I just kind of crack on and just do what I'm doing because whatever I'm doing at the minute is working. So like whatever you've got to say that's negative, I don't really care.
Yeah.
And what was the one you said?
So just setbacks within your business.
Setbacks.
So like,
and if anything, I mean, I think in business as well, you'll always have loads of little setbacks, and you'll always have loads of little things that'll go wrong that you'll think, oh, like, why have I did that? But then like, I think that's all part of your journey with your business. You'll look back at a setback or a mistake and you'll go, right, I'm not to do that again.
Yeah.
And that's how you build a business, is you build a business on mistakes.
Yeah.
And as well, it's just like, if I have any setbacks, I mean, you just fucking deal with it and just get over it.
Yeah.
And like, you just spend work, if anything, I think it kind of makes you work harder, because then you think, fuck, shouldn't have did that, right, what am I going to do now? And you just kind of like, just push yourself and get through it, and then you'll look back a month or two time, a month or so, why can't I speak? You look back and just think like, well, that was nothing really.
I think as well, like sometimes you think something's a massive setback, and then if in a month's time you just don't even think about it again, how big of a setback could it have actually been?
I mean, I think I always make minor inconveniences like an issue anyways. I think I'm quite naturally a stressful person.
Yeah.
So like the little things do get to me.
Yeah.
So like it could be something so minor and I make it such a big issue. But then at the same time I'm kind of glad, because then I've kind of made myself very aware of it and I won't do it again.
And you're getting closer to like making your product as perfect as it can be.
Exactly, mate.
Yeah, definitely. Perfect. I always feel like if you're not making any mistakes, you're probably not going hard enough.
Yeah.
Like you just
but
so comfortable.
You can't not make mistakes.
Yeah.
Like it's unnatural to not make mistakes. Like you say, like you learn from each one.
Yeah. So people may or may not know that you went on Geordie Shore a couple of years. How long ago was it?
I don't know, probably like 4 years ago now, something like that.
I actually didn't know you from there. I actually didn't even know you were in until I think someone said in the shop.
Yeah.
I didn't actually know that you'd been in. Obviously I just knew you through barbering, so I think a lot of people will not know you through that, but in terms of that, what do you think, what sort of effect do you think that had on you?
Like good and bad.
Yeah.
Obviously it gave me a good social media platform to then like start a business. I think my mindset when I went in to Geordie Shore for the short time that I was in there, I think I was only in for like 6 episodes, but like obviously they want the biggest personality as possible.
Yeah.
And when I went in, I just said to them, because I'd been cutting hair for like 4, 5, 6 years before I went in there. So when I went in, I said to them, like, can I bring my barbing tools in with us and like do some haircuts when I'm in there? Like not even really thinking like I'm gonna set a business off the back of it straight away.
Yeah.
But obviously I knew that like it was gonna help me as a barber. So when I went in there, like I took my barbering equipment in with us, and that was kind of like my identity in there, was like Sam the barber.
Yeah.
So then when I came out, not only did I have a following, but I had a following who knew I was a barber.
Yeah.
So when I set up my business, I had, to begin with, I had like an influx of people who came in who wanted a haircut, but also just wanted to come in to see it because I'd been on the show.
Yeah.
Which obviously, in your first year of business, even if they're not coming back all the time, if you get a few of them like in your first year of business, that's essential.
Yeah.
But I think also, I think people discredit my business a bit as well because they think like, oh, well, you're on Geordie Shore, so like obviously you're going to be doing well and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But then it's like
you just have to look at where people are.
But
like.
exactly, but I mean, it's just like you've still got to put the work in. Like when you were in there, you don't like really make a lot of money off the back of it. You make a lot of money off the back of coming out and doing something.
Yeah.
Exactly, like unless you're like getting a lot of like personal appearances and you're getting like loads of people coming at you who want to like sell a product with your name on it.
Yeah. But that's got such a shelf life because people are so wise now, aren't they?
And as well, you've also got to have like a bigger reputation within Geordie Shore for that to kind of happen. You've got to be in there a couple of years. I was only in 6 episodes. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? So like, it gives a following, but like it didn't really give us much else.
So what about negative? Was there any negative connotations? Did you get much grief after or not?
You get a little. I didn't really get a lot of grief. I mean, I think. I don't know. Like. I don't know. I'm trying to say so I sound like a dick, but like I already knew quite a lot of people in Newcastle anyway. So like, it's not like
it didn't like massively put you. It didn't like you didn't come out absolutely nowhere.
Yeah, like you know what I mean. Like I was already a promoter in town. I'd only been a promoter in town. Obviously, people knew us as a barber. Yeah. So kind of it didn't really like change. I didn't come out of nowhere and say like, oh, who's this dick? It was just like, oh, Sam's went on Geordie Shore.
Right. Okay,
you know what I mean?
That makes sense.
But as well, I don't know. Like it's. I don't know, I mean, you get a little bit, like to begin with, I got like a little bit of like social anxiety, so like when I went out and like you could feel eyes looking at you and stuff, it kind of pushed me away from like wanting to go out and stuff, which I mean, as I've got my business now, so like that kind of like stops us from going out anyways, but like, I think social media does that though, doesn't it?
So you had a lot of people, because I assume a lot of people think that they know you.
Yeah.
Because they've seen you on television for
and I'm completely different. I mean, when I was on there, I mean, you go on like a clown, and I think that's like, probably the biggest anxiety was being on there, going on the way you go on, and then coming out of it and thinking, oh, it's going to be on telly in like 6 months. Yeah. And like, what grief am I going to get? Yeah. Do you know what I mean? What are people going to be saying about this? And it's not even just that, it's like, they can make you look however they want. Do you know what I mean? It's not necessarily. It's not necessarily like they portray you exactly the way you go on. Like they'll make you look the way they want you to look. That works for their show.
And I see like loads of times where, do you know, you'll be watching something like Geordie Shore, like Love Island, and someone will say something, and then it'll be as if the other person hasn't responded. Like a massive pause. And then the person speaks again.
But really, it's just like a cut of an edit.
To make them look like they've said something ridiculous, and then the other person's just like. The like cricket noises where they're thinking you're a mug, and it just totally mugs you off. Like you look and you think, oh, such a burn, but really they probably just said something back straight away. So that would really worry me the most. That have the things I've said been taken out of context and make me look like a dick.
So like kind of like after I came out, the kind of next like I mean I was just so anxious just for like the show coming out. And I think that affected us as well. A bit. I mean when the show came out, I mean like everyone like. It was fine, do you know what I mean? I mean, like, even when I was drunk and acting like a dick, I mean, it still made us, I was embarrassed, do you know what I mean? But like, it worked well, like, people loved it. But it put us off going on something like that again.
I think this is something that I've kind of wanted to speak to you about for a while, and I think that so many people probably have this thought in their head when they're considering doing something. Obviously, you've got your own businesses now. What do you think tattoos in business? I know that it's like obviously such a massive broad statement and there's so many different types of tattoos and like so many different places. I think in the past like you couldn't get certain jobs if you had tattoos visible. But what do you think now, and what would your advice be to someone who maybe feels like a little bit anxious about, they want to have tattoos because of who they are, but they feel anxious about how they're viewed as a professional?
I think it all depends on what industry you're in. So I mean, I'm in barbering, and I mean if you look at the majority of barbers, they're all covered in tattoos. It doesn't affect the job, and like I say, but if you work in a bank or if you work in an office, it's probably not the best idea to go and get your neck tattooed.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? But I mean, that doesn't stop you from being able to express yourself by like getting a tattoo on your back or on your stomach or on your legs.
Yeah.
As long as it's not like on your hands and on your fingers and on your neck, then you're alright.
Yeah.
But I think like I said before, it depends on the industry you're in. Whereas like if you're in a bank, the chances are people who are higher up in the bank are going to be like older middle-aged men or quite old-fashioned.
Do you think that'll change though when you people who are like in their mid-20s now who've got like a tattoo sleeve?
Yeah.
It's not necessarily on their hands, they like tattoos, they've got a sleeve, it's covered by a shirt, but then eventually they're going to be middle management and employing people. So when they get to their I mean, even a lot of people now between like 30 and 40 have got tattoos. Do you think that'll change when people go, oh, I've got my full sleeve done, yeah, he's got one on his hand, but seems like a nice guy, I'm not going to make those, I'm not going to jump to that. Do you see that changing within the corporate world as well?
To an extent, yeah, I think so. I mean, I think like it's just whether or not people are going to take it seriously. Like, fair enough, like as you get older, like obviously like you were saying, like middle management will have tattoos, but like that still doesn't mean that everyone likes tattoos.
Yes.
I mean, I think if you go into like the corporate side of things, like it's a different breed of person, and like that breed of person might not necessarily like tattoos. You might get one or two who do, but the majority of them are probably just quite normal people who don't like tattoos. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? They're not creatives. Where I think like there's a lot of industries where you could be like tattoo artists, like artists, like barbers, like hairdressers, like I'm trying to think of other examples, like graphic designers, personal trainers, do you know what I mean? Like anyone, like photographers, like videographers.
So self-employed more.
Yeah,
so
I would say so.
Like self-employed. So do you think that people would like be put off?
People would
hiring someone who was self-employed, because obviously I think a lot of people look to athletes when it comes to inspiration for how they look. Obviously athletes have got a lot of money, they're in the spotlight, they can kind of do whatever they want because they're employed based on their ability to do their sport. And you've kind of got a lot of people creeping in now. You've got obviously the Man City goalkeeper got his neck tattooed.
Does he?
Edison.
Yeah.
So you've got a lot of footballers now who are like, obviously David Beckham had like lots of tattoos on his hands and stuff, and he was often seen as like, if he shaved his head, like the whole of England shaved their head. Like, so I think you've got like a lot more from sport. Like, and I think, I mean, do you feel like they've ever held you back?
Not really. I'm trying to think if there's like any. I mean, I think it's the things that stops us from getting bars in fucking Dublin. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's not like stopped us from doing anything that I want to do because I'm not necessarily like. I'm not trying to do. Like, I'm not trying to get high up.
You need someone to.
Nah, I'm doing everything myself for me. So I mean, as well, I think the proof's in the pudding. So like, if you interview a guy who's covered in tattoos and he's okay, but then there's another guy who's okay, who's got no tattoos, and you're going to be working in an office, the guy with tattoos is probably going to get it.
Yes.
But like, if the guy with tattoos is shit hot, and the other guy's not, like, you're still going to take the guy with the tattoos because at the end of the day, like, it's going to benefit your business more because like he's got more to bring. Yeah. So it just depends, really. Do you know what I mean? If you can bring something, and if you're good at what you do, it won't matter.
It won't matter, yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Definitely.
As long as like is you're smashing whatever we're trying to do, then it's fine.
I think that's a good point, and I think that will make people feel comfortable knowing that, irregardless of kind of what they look like.
As long as you're confident in yourself and you're good at what you do, like, it shouldn't make a difference.
Yeah, perfect. So I think there's loads of things that other people kind of be able to use and implement, and thank you very much for coming in again, and thank you for your time. There we go, double bicep flex. Totally not planned. Glad you did it though. Right.
Don't get the dodge in the camera, 'cause they know that we clever.